see these bitches who don't wanna drop. Talented bitches afraid of the flop. Some of these bitches just here for the hype. Them other bitches should learn how to write.
Shit from nobody, girl.
Coffee in my hand, double shot, no foam. If you only knew the things going on in my dome. Got my inner voices telling me to drown my phone. Cause it's messing up my energy, I wanna go flow.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to show you how I created this fall inspired smoky copper eye look. I'm also going to be using a bunch of different products, so it's kind of like a first impressions. So if you want to know what I thought of them, then stay tuned and keep on watching. For one of my first products that is brand new today, I'm going to be taking this. This is by L'Oreal Paris, and it is the Shake and Glow. Now, I've already shaken it because I'm just prepared, and I'm now going to glow. So I'm going to spray this down as like a kind of base the now before going with primer, just to like hydrate and freshen my skin. There we go, I'm feeling refreshed. Now I'm going to move it on to brows. Now there's some products here that I have used before, but the majority of them I haven't tried. So this one I've tried. This is my favourite for brows. This is by Anastasia Beverly Hills, and it is their Dip Brow Pomade. This is in the shade Taupe. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of fill in my brows. You guys have seen me do this like a million times now. Well, 24 times, because that's how many videos I have. But just to kind of further define it, I'm also going to go in with this right here. This is by Maybelline, and this is their Brow Precise brow pencil. It's their micro pencil, and that's just going to be like to kind of do little details, so you guys will see, but I'm going to go ahead and do that. So now they're filled in with the brow pomade, I'm going to go in and just further define them with the Maybelline brow pencil, and this is just kind of the point where I want to like finesse it, so I'm not going to like fill in anymore. I'm just going to kind of go around the edges. Now this product I have used before, but in a different colour, so I had bought like the wrong shade, but I used it like anyway because, you know, why not? And this shade is kind of like the first one that I've tried of this pencil that is bang on my shade, and I love it. Like I knew I would. To carve out my brows, I'm going to be using this. This is the Revolution Pro Concealer. Now, I have used this one before, but I'm only using this to kind of carve out the brows. Usually, I would bring my concealer like all over my lid as well. Well, today I have a different one for that, so I'm going to quickly just carve this out and we'll move on to the other product that I've never tried before. Now, I'm just going to diffuse it out using some new brushes. This is by Makeup Revolution, so I've never tried them. Oh, they're nice and comfortable actually. They're really soft. I'm pretty sure they are synthetic, but wow. To prime the eye, I'm going to be using this product. This is also by Makeup Revolution, and it's their Conceal&Correct. Now, I don't know if I've used this on my channel before, but I'm sure you guys will clock me if I have, so leave it in the comments below because I really can't remember. But this is their pure white concealer, so I'm going to use this as an eyeshadow base. Hopefully it'll make everything just pop. And I'm just going to use that same brush to blend this out. I'm going to go ahead and blend this out and set it with some RCMA, and then we'll move on to the eyes. Also just dragging this through the brow as well, going to keep them really in place. So the reason that I never actually brought that white concealer all the way up to the brow was because I think it would be weird if I had done my eyeshadow and then all you would see was like this big white line here. So I'm playing it safe here and using the Pro Concealer by Makeup Revolution, but I think that it actually looks good. I can clearly see the white. I don't know if it's picking up the same on camera as it is in person, but yeah, let's see how eyeshadow looks in this. For eyes, I'm going to be using one of my favourite palettes. This is the Morphe 350 matte palette, and as you can see, I've hit pan on a couple. One did get broken, so there's that. For my transition shade, I'm going to be using this one right here. The reason I've chosen this is because I want this eye to still have a kind of orangey feel to it. I don't want it just to be lots of browns and then some copper. So this one is perfect because it's somewhere between the perfect contour shade and a nice kind of peachy orange. So I'm going to buff this all the way through the crease. I'm just taking this on a Morphe brush and really just building up a nice intense pigment here. Fall time is actually one of my favourite times. I just feel like so happy and really inspired. I feel like just looking at the leaves in general just inspired me, and seeing like everything just change colour, I'm just like, oh my god, I have a palette like that. I'm really enjoying that Conceal and Define White Concealer, but to be fair, I don't know if it's making any more of a difference than it would if I'd just used the one that was like the same colour as my skin. But I mean, I don't know, it's a really good concealer, so I ain't complaining. So I've been studying the palette for a little minute, and I think the next best shade that I can go in with is this one. This is like a really deep orange. I wish these shades had names, but they don't. It'd be so much easier because I could put it on the screen. But this one here, I think is just going to help me keep that really dark, intense orange shade that I'm wanting going. You know, I don't want to lose it in the browns, so I'm going to buff that through just a little bit below the crease and try and keep it nice and intense. So just in between laying down that really intense orange, I'm just going in with the same shade that we used as a transition shade, and I'm just going to buff it in between those two and blend them together. So the second palette that I'm going to be using is this one right here. This is the Opv Oshun Palette. This is also one of my favourites. The pans for this, if I can get it open, are huge. Like, look at this. Wow. Now we're going to be dipping into this one right here. These actually have names. So this one here is called Sandalwood. And I'm just going to take that same brush, and all I'm going to do is buff that just kind of in between that deep orange shade and the transition shade, and try and create a nice kind of yellow effect leading up into the brow, just nice and light, something that completely diffuses this whole look so that it's not just like poof, orange. Now you'll notice, like, when I'm blending this through, I'm leaving the brow bone. I really don't want to get any shadow there because it's just going to look like my entire eyelid all the way up to the brows covered with shadow, and that's not a good look. I mean, unless that's what you want, like, do your thing, you know? So now that we have a nice, gorgeous sunset orange look going on, we are going to go in with a deeper shade. Now, this shade here is like the perfect mixture of a deep brown and orange mixed together. So this one is going to be focused on the outer V and just only halfway through the crease. So I'm just going to go back in with my blending brush, if I can find it, and pack that on. I'm going to take a bullet brush by Morphe and take that really deep shade, and I'm going to drag it all the way to the inner corner. So I'm really making sure to follow my crease here. If at any point you guys are in doubt of how this will blend, always go in with the transition shade. It's not going to mess up anything else because it's already laid down first. Have you guys ever tried the Morphe palettes? I feel like so many people kind of give them like a bad stigma. Because so many people promote them, but I honestly love them. They were actually one of the first kind of expensive palettes that I got, because when I first began makeup, I actually only used, well, you guys will know it as a Dollar Tree, but over here in Scotland it's called Poundland, and I used really, really, I don't want to say cheap, but inexpensive makeup. It wasn't that great, but I knew that if I said to myself, if I can work with this makeup, then I can work with anything. And until I learned to teach myself how to work with Poundland makeup, I wouldn't let myself buy any more makeup that was quite expensive. So to me, Morphe was like my biggest palette that I had ever purchased. Even to this day, I have like such a soft spot for them. Okay, so now I'm going to go back to my Morphe palette, and I'm going to be taking a little mixture of this shade right here, this really deep red, and I'm going to dip into this shade, which is clearly one of my favourites because I've hit pan. If I mix them two together, then it's really going to help keep that nice red, warm, orangey look throughout the eye and not get lost with the brown, because they are really, really pigmented. Now that all those shades are laid down, I'm just going to take a wet wipe and clean up. So this is the part where I can't talk. When I'm carving my crease, there will be no words. But as you guys will see, I'm going to use my pinky as I get to the outer V, and I'm going to gently just tap away and blend it. This is the best tool. Don't bother with brushes. The heat of your finger is really going to help melt that concealer and diffuse it into the outer V. I was going to say infuse, but I was like, that makes no sense. Penelope, You stop being naughty, I'm in so much shock. Such a naughty cat. Okay, so now that I'm looking down, I'm trying to find my palette that I've been using. And I cannot look up because it's going to transfer. So, for the shades, oh my god, this is so difficult. Life of a YouTuber. I am going to be going in with this shade right here from the Ocean Palette. This is called Cuba, and I'm going to be placing that all over the lid. Now, I'm actually going to leave just the inner corner, just a little tiny bit, because I'm going to be applying Treasure. Now, as I get to the outer V, you'll see that I just kind of stamp it a little bit, trying to kind of drag that shade out. I don't want it to be full pigment in the outer V, so just watch really closely at this part. To apply that shade, I'm going to be using a brush that I've never used before. This is by Makeup Revolution, and it's just their flat shader brush. It's going to be good to pack that pigment on. And then just to further define it, I'm going to be using a definer brush by Real Techniques, just to get right up in that crease and make it nice and sharp. I'm going to dip back into that shade all the way down the bottom, this one, and I'm just going to gently, I mean, it doesn't really need it, but I just want to finesse the outer V. So I'm just going to gently just pat my brush just to help merge those shades together. So there is one eye right now. I'm going to go ahead and do the other one, and I will be right back. Now that both eyes are done, I'm going to be moving on to my next product, and this is by W7. This is their Metal Flash eye glitters. So I've used this in a shade before, the kind of green sparkly shade, but I don't think I've used the gold. So what I'm going to be doing with this is super sparkly. I bit my tongue there and it sounded like I said it's super sparkly, but it really is super sparkly. I am going to be placing this all along where that crease is, so it's going to be super sharp. This is really hard to show you guys, oh my god. How many points do I get for that? Okay, so before we move on to the rest of the face, this is what the eyes look like before lashes, mascara, everything else. It's going to look so pretty and so fall-like. So now we are moving on to the face, and to start with, I'm going to be using a very moisturising primer. Again, it's all about the skin feeling nice and comfortable during fall. So this primer is really light. It feels so comfortable, and I just feel like it immediately hydrates the skin. So I'm going to apply this all over the face and the neck. So for foundation, I'm going to be using this one here. I've never tried this. This is by Maybelline. It is the SuperStay 24-Hour Full Coverage Foundation. Now, I really don't care what time of year it is. I love a full coverage foundation. So because it is autumn, and I feel like many people kind of dwell away from the really sparkly, dewy, highlighted skin, I'm not one of those people. I clearly love sparkles. So I'm going to be taking this. This is the Glow Mon Amour Drops by L'Oreal Paris, and this is in the shade, or the shade that'll do, Sparkling Love. I'm going to drop a few of these drops. So all I'm doing is dropping a few of these drops into my foundation, and I'm going to mix it up and apply it to my skin. Oh wow, I'm really liking this already. This is pretty good. This foundation reminds me so much of my favourite one, the L'Oreal Paris foundation, the Infallible. Apparently never do conspiracy theories on my channel, which I'm so excited about because it is honestly probably why I fell in love with YouTube. You'd be really surprised, I don't actually watch many beauty YouTubers. I only watch people that talk about conspiracy theories and watch a lot of documentaries. So that video that I'm talking about took forever to film. I literally wrote like 2,500 bullet points so that I could stick to like something and not just kind of, you know, sit in front of the camera and talk a load of crap. But I filmed it all, edited it all, went to put it up, and it corrupted last minute, and I was so upset. I was literally heartbroken. So I had to re-edit it all again, finally put it up, and you guys loved it. And I had so much fun filming a video like that, so there's definitely going to be more. Moving on to concealer, I don't really have anything new, actually, which is weird. Like, I've bought so many new products and a concealer wasn't one of them apparently. So I'm going to be taking one of my favourite, Tarte Shape Tape. So many people talk about this product and they love like the kind of full coverage aspect. I don't really feel like it's that full coverage. I kind of feel like it's more brightening, which is why I love it. And I want to look more awake. As you can see, like naturally, right now I'm a little bit purple, so this is just going to help awaken under my eyes. I'm not going to apply too much because even though I love full coverage everything at this time of year. I really don't like to apply too much product. I like it nice and light. So next I'm going to go in with this right here. I've used this before. This is my Chanel bronzer. This is, oh, it's so good. It gives that really natural, taupe, contoury, chiseled kind of look, so it's perfect. I'm going to go in with my sculpting brush by Real Techniques and just chisel these cheek ones away. This is the perfect shape because it's really natural and not too drastic, and as I said, I like everything quite light this time of year, so oh, if you haven't tried this, definitely try it. It's so good. So I'm going to set my face using one of my favourites, my RCMA. I know I've explained this in another video before that people usually don't set their face with a translucent powder, especially all over, because they would probably crack. But for me, I get really, really oily no matter which time of year it is. So this is the only thing that keeps my makeup on. So stop judging me.
Clean it up, Cocor.
I recently just bought this. This is the NYX matte bronzer, so I've never tried this. I hope it's good. I don't want to apply it and completely ruin my look, so I'm going to go in really lightly with a sculpting brush. Am I the only person that loves to be like nice and bronzed just all year round? Like, I am really pasty pale, so when I can bring some colour into my face, I'm going to do it. So with all that powder, my skin needs a little bit of refreshing, so I'm going to be taking some of my Shake and Glow again. I'm going to shake it. And I'm going to glow. That sprayer on that setting spray is amazing. Like, it's so fine and so comfortable, like on your face. Like, it doesn't leave like big random wet marks everywhere. 10 out of 10 for that. And it doesn't really have a smell, but it does have tiny little sparkles through it, and I really love that. Like, you can't really see them unless you're like this close to your skin, you know? But really pretty from afar. I'm hoping it makes me look nice and refreshed. For blush, I don't really have anything new, but I have only used this like once, I think, in a video. Maybe I never, maybe I used it in real life and I wasn't too fond of it because it does have a very orangey tint to it. But this is the L'Oreal Paris Life's a Peach, so that is why it has a slight orange tint to it, because it's peachy. So the reason I didn't really like this was because it just, on my skin tone, it kind of didn't really blend out properly and it was very orange. So I'm not only going to try it once, I'm going to try it again. Let's see if it looks good. So I'm a little bit scared at this point because I don't want to mess up, but all the makeup is fixable. I'm not sure if this is picking up on the camera, but in real life, this is actually, it's actually really pretty. Like, I'm really surprised it did not work like this the first time. I think it might be the brush. These brushes are really good. Damn. I actually got these for my birthday, so definitely going to be buying more of them because they are worth it. But this blush is actually, maybe it's just working at this time of year, or maybe it's just because I applied it differently. I don't know, but I really like it. Now we're moving back to the eyes, but before I go in with any shadow, I'm going to be tightlining my top lash waterline. That's what it's called. And I'm going to be using the Amazon Tarte Clay liner. Now, I'm probably going to do this bit off camera because it definitely makes me look possessed, because the whole time I'm just sitting going like, and then I'm poking my eye out. So it's not worth it. You guys don't want to see that bit. Or maybe you do. Maybe you're just like that, and maybe you do. So now I'm done with that really dangerous weapon, I'm going to be moving on to my next product. For my next product, I'm going to be using this. This is by Bourjois, and this is in the shade brown. What an anticlimax that was. I'm going to be using this on my bottom waterline, so I'm just going to gently line it. This is a really sparkly brown. I can already tell it's not going to pick up on camera, but this is really just, the reason I'm going in with a brown is because I feel like the black is going to be too intense on the bottom waterline. The only reason I do it on the top is because I'm applying big lashes and I want everything to blend seamlessly, so that's the reason. And now that we're done with that, I'm going to be moving back to my Morphe 350 matte palette. I'm going to dip into this shade and I'm going to try and get it as close to the lash line as possible with a brow brush. I really love this brush because it is the perfect shape for getting nice and close to that lash line and making sure that the shadow doesn't come too far down. Now I'm going to go in with this deep burnt orange shade, and I'm going to focus this mainly on the outer V of my bottom lash line. So I'm only going to place it right here. I don't want to pull it too far in because it's really just going to pull the whole eye down. And then to blend all of those shades out, I'm going to go in with my transition shade that I used originally. And I'm going to be taking that on a fluffy blending brush and just merging all of that together. And then just on the same brush, I'm going to take some of Sandalwood from the Ocean Opv palette. And I'm going to gently just kind of tickle away in the exact same place where I laid down that transition shade. And it's just going to help blend it into the rest of my face makeup. Moving on to highlighting, I'm going to be taking this product. Now, I have tried this brand's highlighters before. They're one of my favourite. This is by Illamasqua, but this shade right here, let me see if it picks up on camera. I don't think it is, but this one is called Daze and it is a gorgeous pink shade, so I'm going to swatch it. Let me see if it picks up. It has a pink reflex to it, which is one of my favourites. So pretty. I'm actually going to insert a little video on the screen just to show you guys because the camera just isn't doing it justice, and this is beautiful. Really, really pretty. Oh my god, is the video done yet? I'm going to take some more of my L'Oreal Paris setting spray my Real Techniques setting brush, and I'm just going to take some of this highlight and start glowing up my whole face. Oh yeah, I mean, you guys are clearly seeing that this highlight is worth its money because look at that. Okay, time I start making noises because this video is going to be rated not advertiser friendly. And I also like to apply just a little bit to the ears. This just kind of like brings them into the equation because like they're always left out. Now that we're done with all the powders, I'm going to go in and set my eyebrows, and I'm going to be using the Anastasia Clear Brow Gel. I've used this one before. I love it. I can't actually believe I forgot to highlight somewhere, but I forgot to do my brow bone, so I'm going back to that Illamasqua highlight and I'm just going to make that brow bone pop. Moving on to the lashes, I'm going to be taking this right here. This is by L'Oreal Paris, and this is the Volume Million lashes. Now, I've definitely tried the other Volume Million lashes because there is a whole collection, but I can't remember if I've tried this one on my channel. I have tried it before in real life, but I can't actually remember what it was like. So this kind of is a first impression because I really can't remember what it's like. So I'm going to go ahead and apply this, and hopefully it's pretty. While that mascara is drying, I'm going to apply one of these tiny little gems. Oh my god, just to be cutesy. These are little tiny amber gems. So, oh my god, so small. I'm going to take like 2 out. When you see like the whole bottle went out of my hand. I'm going to be applying these right in my inner corner, just where I applied that highlight and where the kind of sparkle meets, and it's just going to look like this is like exploding from the sparkle. It's going to be so dramatic and amazing, honestly. Cute. For lashes today, I'm going to be using this pair right here. This is by Allure Beauty, and this is in the style Sweet 16. And I'm just applying them using my favourite lash glue, Lash Lock by Glad Lash. Now we are moving on to one of the final steps, which is the lips, and I'm going to be taking this right here to lip line. This is by My Looking Glass, which is a really cool company. They have an app, and you can like purchase makeup from them. It was before Instagram done the whole thing, and then they done it before them. But anyway, they have really good makeup, so definitely check them out. This is their lip liner in Dusty Rose, so I'm going to go ahead and over outline my lips. So for lipstick, I'm going to be using 2 different products. So I'm going to be using this product here by Makeup Revolution. This is their matte lipstick in the shade Cashmere. I have used this one before, so I'm going to go ahead and apply it all over. And then just to lighten it up in the centre, I'm going to be using this. This is by CoverGirl, and this is in the shade 230. So I'm going to go ahead and apply that just to the centre. If I can... Got it. Okay guys, so that completes my video for today on my really fall inspired copper smoky eye. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this. If you did, I would love if you gave it a huge thumbs up. It would mean so much to me. And if you haven't already, then subscribe. I come out with 2 videos a week as the plan goes. And one of them will be a conspiracy theory video. So I want to give you guys a clue on my next video and see if you can get it. So leave it in the comments below if you can get this. And the clue is, every dead body deserves a doll. Your answer lies in N. If you want to know what I'm talking about, then subscribe and stay tuned. And I will hopefully see you guys in my next video. Bye!